Go. Okay, so this time I'm going to put in a doorknob in here. This is an actual double door in an office in a house. So this goes up and closes. So I'm just going to leave that closed, and we'll eventually put a dummy door handle in here. So I'm going to be putting in these square facing handles. So first, easy stuff first. So I'm going to put the strike plate on here. And just make sure when it's closing, that it will close this way. So when it hits, you know, it pushes as it closes. So just make sure it's facing the right way. And you also, can you come over here for a second? Usually these are adjustable, so just make sure that where the doorknob goes is right in the center of that hole. This is, I think, a 2 1/8. There's also like a 2 3/4. Almost all of them are 2 1/8, and that's the way they come. So usually you don't have to do anything, just assume it's correct first. And this one is. So I'm just gonna screw the latch on. And always make sure you do not over tighten these. These are interior doors, which normally are hollow. So it just has a thickness of solid wood. That's solid wood right there. Notice this is hollow. So it's just solid for maybe an inch. So you just don't want to ever over tighten this. And now I'll put this in there. The lock, of course, the locking mechanism will always be on the inside, so you can lock it. So usually you need to push the latch in before you can put this in. So let's try it without doing it. So it's hitting. Okay, so then we just put the doorknob with the mechanism through by pushing the latch. It just lines up with that hole and that hole. So it's got a nice guide. So there's one half. Here is the other half. Just make sure that that lines up also. And it's going to be a little interesting because these holes have to line up exactly. So just get these lined up. I think I've got that one in there.
So how do you know if they're lined up?
You can just start screwing it in and then just try to pull it. What a great question. So you just pull it. So that's in the threads. And I think this one is too, but you want to do it for a little bit first. So that's in there too. And there's a cordless drill, which has a ton of power, or a cordless screwdriver, which doesn't have as much. I like to use a screwdriver on these because with doors, you just don't want to ever over tighten. And I also don't want to scratch the doorknob. So first, I'm just going to tighten these as much as I can by hand so that the cordless screwdriver or drill doesn't scratch the knob. And of course, you could use a manual screwdriver. Also, get a nice thin Phillips head screwdriver.
Hi, Piper.
So you wouldn't even be close to it. Just make sure these are lining up straight. again, just don't over tighten. It's straight. It's a little crooked. So I just want to hold him out so he's straight. Just want to hold that like that so it's straight while I tighten. And just tighten those 2 screws. And there we go. And like I said, this is an office door, a double door. So this will have a dummy handle in there. So we'll just have another plate in here where this latches onto the end of the door jamb. So that's it. Simple as that to put on a doorknob.
Well, well, well.
Well, well, well.